If you're a cloud or DevOps engineer, you might be looking at the AI revolution and thinking, this doesn't really concern me. These are jobs for data scientists and AI researchers. But here's the thing. You're absolutely wrong, and that misconception could cost you your competitive edge. The truth is, the AI transformation isn't just creating new roles, it's fundamentally reshaping existing ones, especially in infrastructure and operations. And as someone who already understands distributed systems, scaling, and production deployments, you're actually in a prime position to capitalize on this shift. Today, we're going to break down exactly how your cloud and DevOps expertise is not just relevant, but essential to the AI revolution. And by the end of this, you'll understand why your infrastructure knowledge might be the most valuable skill set in the AI-driven future. Let's start by understanding the new role ecosystem that's emerging. Looking at this diagram from Gartner, we can see roles clustered into three categories: traditional AI roles in blue, emerging AI roles in teal, and must-have AI roles in orange. At the top level, you have roles like AI architect, AI risk and governance specialist, head of AI, AI product manager, UX designer, data scientist, and AI developer. These are the roles everyone talks about. But notice what's below the AI foundation line. This is where the magic happens, and this is where your expertise becomes critical. You have model validator, prompt engineer, knowledge engineer, AI ethicist, and decision engineer. These aren't just nice to have roles, they're the operational backbone that makes AI actually work in production. And here's the key insight. Every single one of these roles relies on the infrastructure, deployment, and operational expertise that cloud and DevOps professionals already possess. The AI models might be smart, but they still need to run somewhere, be monitored, scaled, and maintained. Who do you think understands how to architect, provision, and optimize that infrastructure? That's right, cloud and DevOps engineers. The data scientists can build the smartest model in the world, but without proper infrastructure design, it might take months to train instead of days, or it might cost 10 times more than it should. Moving to model validation. This is where model validators and ethicists check for fairness, accuracy, bias, and compliance. Sounds like a pure AI role, right? Wrong. Here's where DevOps expertise becomes crucial. This validation needs to happen in CI/CD pipelines with automated tests, gated deployments, and consistent environments. You can't just have someone manually test a model once and call it good. You need automated testing pipelines that can run bias detection algorithms, performance benchmarks, and compliance checks every time a model is updated. You need environment consistency so that validation results are reliable and reproducible. You need deployment gates that prevent biased or poorly performing models from reaching production. This is classic DevOps methodology applied to AI workloads. The validators understand what to test for, but DevOps engineers understand how to build the systems that make that testing scalable, reliable, and integrated into the development lifecycle. And here's the kicker. AI models don't just get deployed once, they get retrained, updated, and replaced regularly. Every update needs to go through this validation pipeline. Now we get to deployment and integration, and this is where cloud and DevOps overlaps most directly with AI roles. Look at the diagram. AI architect, ML ops engineer, and software engineer are all involved in this phase. But who actually puts models into production? Who sets up the Kubernetes clusters, configures the containers, builds the APIs, and manages the load balancers? That's us, cloud and DevOps engineers. Here's what's fascinating. AI models in production aren't that different from other applications when it comes to infrastructure needs. They need container orchestration for scalability, API gateways for external access, load balancers for traffic distribution, service mesh for inter-service communication, and monitoring and logging for observability. The difference is in the details. AI workloads might need GPU-enabled nodes, they often have different scaling patterns, and they might require specialized inference servers. But the fundamental infrastructure patterns, those are exactly what you already know. The AI architect might design the overall system, but the cloud engineer implements the infrastructure. The ML ops engineer might understand model serving, but the DevOps engineer ensures it's reliable, scalable, and secure. Finally, let's talk about monitoring and governance. This is where things get really interesting for operations folks. Traditional monitoring is about uptime, response times, and resource utilization. AI monitoring adds new entire dimensions: model drift, prediction accuracy, bias detection, cost optimization, and regulatory compliance. But here's the thing. Someone still needs to build the systems that collect these metrics, set up the alerts, create the dashboards, and integrate everything into governance frameworks. That's where cloud and DevOps extends into what we now call AI ops. You're not just monitoring whether the server is up, you're monitoring whether the AI model is still making accurate predictions, whether it's showing signs of bias, whether it's costing more than expected, and whether it's complying with regulations. This requires the same systems thinking, automation expertise, and operational discipline that DevOps engineers already have. You're just applying it to new types of metrics and new types of business requirements. And governance at scale? That's pure DevOps thinking. Consistent policies applied automatically across environments, audit trails for compliance, and automated remediation when things go wrong. Let me share some eye-opening statistics that put this in perspective. According to the latest World Economic Forum report, by 2030, we'll see 92 million jobs lost and 170 million new ones created. That's a churn of 22% of the global workforce. But here's the crucial point. All of these new jobs are AI-driven. And this shift isn't limited to research labs or big tech companies. Thanks to the growth of open-source AI tools, agent development is becoming accessible to organizations of all sizes. Every company is going to need AI infrastructure. Every company is going to need people who can deploy, monitor, and scale AI workloads. Every company is going to need the operational expertise to make AI reliable and cost-effective in production. The question isn't whether AI will impact your role, it's how quickly you can adapt your existing skills to meet these new requirements. So here's the bottom line. Cloud and DevOps aren't being replaced by AI, we're growing alongside it. We're the ones who make that infrastructure run securely, reliably, and at scale. But here's your competitive edge. If you're already in this field, you have a massive head start. You already understand distributed systems, you know how to build scalable architectures, you understand monitoring and observability, and you know how to implement reliable deployment processes. The infrastructure expertise is the hard part, and you already have that. The AI-specific knowledge is just an extension of what you already know. Looking at the circular diagram at the bottom, you can see how traditional roles are evolving into AI-integrated positions. The AI architect sits at the center, coordinating between development and operations phases. But notice how every role in that circle requires infrastructure expertise. The data engineers prepare the data infrastructure, the business experts need their requirements translated into scalable systems, the model validators need automated testing pipelines, the software engineers need deployment and integration expertise, the ML ops engineers need the full DevOps toolkit applied to ML workflows. The key insight is that AI isn't replacing these roles. It's creating hybrid positions that combine domain expertise with infrastructure knowledge. As a cloud and DevOps professional, you're not becoming obsolete. You're becoming the bridge between AI innovation and production reality. You're the person who takes the brilliant AI research and makes it work reliably in the real world. And in a world where everyone wants to build AI applications, the people who can actually make them run effectively are going to be incredibly valuable. So what should you do right now? First, start learning about AI workload patterns. Understand how model training differs from model inference. Learn about GPU utilization patterns and how they impact resource planning. Second, get hands-on with ML ops tools. Experiment with model serving frameworks, learn about experiment tracking, and understand how ML pipelines integrate with traditional CI/CD systems. Third, focus on the intersection points. Study how monitoring needs to evolve for AI workloads, learn about the specific security considerations for AI applications, and understand how compliance requirements change when you're dealing with AI systems. Your infrastructure expertise isn't becoming irrelevant. It's becoming the foundation for the most important technological transformation of our careers. The question is, will you be ready when the demand hits, or will you be scrambling to catch up? The AI revolution needs infrastructure experts who understand both worlds. That could be you.